Hello everybody, this is Teresa from The Dazzle Plan. It's time to practice again. So this is the week of February 13th through the 19th. So we have Valentine's Day in here. So I did a little washi, Valentine washi. So if you'll bear with me, I have a cough. I will try my best not to cough, but it is what it is, right? I do have a Tombow marker, dual brush, so it's the real big one. I might give it a try on a word or two. Haven't made up my mind. And then I've got a couple of pink and a reddish pink Pentel brush pen, sign brush pen. And then I have the Rytec in red sign brush pen. So let's go ahead and get started with our warm-ups. Now I did 2 rows of everything last week. I think it turned out well. At least it did for me. As far as time, editing and fast forwarding, and I just thought it worked better. So I'm going to do that again. We'll just see what the feedback is. All right, so I'm going to warm up with the word ace. You can warm up with the drills, the up and down, the wave, whatever you want. That's just the word that I've been warming up with since last year. So that's the word I'm going to continue with, at least for right now. All right. Heavy down, light up. And again, I'm not using the hard tip pens. That's way too thick. I just don't, I don't know. I probably will again, use them again, but for right now, I'm just going to stick with the soft, and this is like super soft. I think it's well broken in. Imagine that. Pink is my favorite color, so I'm going to go ahead and switch to the red. I may not switch every time, it just depends on how I feel as I'm writing. That makes sense. So much of hand lettering, at least while you're learning, I don't really know about later on, but at least while you're learning, there's so much you have to be, at least I have to be in a certain mood. I need to be feeling, pretty well. I don't want to be sick in hand lettering, which I have been this last couple weeks. Simply because I've been sick. But I still want to practice and I still want to get things done. Okay, so I'm going to try this. So no judging, right? It's judge-free zone for all of us. I think that looks pretty good. It's a little bit what I call choppy. It doesn't flow real well because I'm scared, but I think it did. I think I did pretty good. I'm not gonna hate on that. All right, we're gonna refresh ourselves with the U before we start on the W, which is not my favorite letter. I love it. I think it looks gorgeous. However, it's hard for me. So let's just do the U and move on. I do have this closer today. I want you guys to be able to see. I don't really know what works best, but excuse me, but we're just gonna go with it. I'm always open to suggestions in the comments, so please feel free to kindly suggest something if you think something might work a little bit better, or if I do something and you can't necessarily see what I'm doing. So I tried to bring the camera a little bit closer. I don't know. This is all pretty new to me. Oops, that one's not perfect. Not yet. Actually, none of them are perfect. That one's not good. I like this one. That's like the only one. That's the best one. And that's not uncommon for me. And I don't like just the letters by themselves. I think they look weird when they're not in a word. But you have to know how to make the letter before you can put it in a word. And the only way you can learn to make a letter is by practicing. Feel free to tag me and show me your practice if you want. I love that. I'd love to see that somebody is trying something new, or just if you're like me, you're just not quite ready for full-on quotes like Judy is doing. Whoops, that one's a real mess. But you don't want to lose what you have. You want to perfect it to the best of your ability. Then that's what we're here for. All right, I did bring out the examples because, like I said, this is a harder letter for me. This is the Tombow Fudenosuke free download. And theirs is just pretty simple. Heavy down, light up, heavy down, light up with a little connector at the top. Okay. I don't think this is the one that has... No, it's not. Okay. I'm gonna pull this camera up just a little bit while I'm showing you these. And hopefully I'll remember to put it back down. Okay. So this one is pretty windy. I don't like that. I just don't care for that. It's too much for me. I like a little fancy, but that's not the fancy I like. But I think there is an alternate one in here. My book's falling apart. Yeah, so this one, I do like to do a little bit of a, oh, is that a capital? I think it is. Maybe that's not the alternate. That is capital. Sorry about that. Yes, my book is falling completely apart, for goodness sakes. I guess there's not an alternate one in here. I'm sorry about that. However, I'll just show you what I like. Again, I don't have my iPad over here. I would Google it and insert it, but if you don't like this W or the one that I'm going to show you, I'll show you a couple different ways to make it, and then you can pick, or you can go online and look for a different one to practice. That's all I can do. All right, I'm going to start with the red. And so I kind of, sorry, I'm just like, I like a little bit of a intro, heavy down, light up, heavy down, light up, and then I do that so I can connect it. That's pretty much how I do it. I like mine rounded, But you can make it pointy. It's up to you. It's totally up to you. I do find when we get to the capital letters at the end of the year that I tend to make it a little bit different, kind of a combination of the two, which you can do. Let's see. So that's kind of a combination, but you know, you just do what you like because you're the one doing it. But I definitely don't like the floofy on this side. I could do it on this side, but I don't want to. But I wouldn't mind it as much. I just like to go down and out just a little bit so I can have a connector. Sometimes with capitals, that pink is just mushy for this kind of practice. I might get a little bit more loose with my writing. And I very often don't connect my first letter and second letter when I'm writing normal. So I feel like if I don't do that here, it's fine. I also, this is the best letter that I like to bounce. But we're not there yet. Whoops, see, now I made that one a little bit of a mixture. I didn't mean to, but that's how it came out. All right. Whoops. So I made that, I didn't get that close enough. I'm gonna go ahead and try one with the big. So again, whoops, small, well, I'm gonna go back over here. That should be a little bit thicker. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. All right. Let's move on to our first word, which is wait. So, W. And that's another thing too. You can take your middle line all the way up to the center line or not. It's your choice. If you were doing a quote that had more than one W in it, you would want to do them the same. But other than that, it's however you want. Okay, and then an A. I. T. W. A. I. T. All right, what do you guys think of the W? Let me know in the comments. It's kind of like the U for me. If I get it good and it turns out nice, I love it. I think it's a very nice letter in the lettering world, but it's very easy to mess up for me to get those lines to look like they're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? Make that thick line look thick, and and the thin line look thin, or be thin. Not look thin, be thin. Here comes the cough again. So sorry. Probably talking doesn't help, but that's okay. All right, I'm going to try one with the big, the Tombow. Whoops. Bummer. I'm going to try again. That's what's wrong. I'm too close to myself. I went up way too high, but that's all right. We're just going to keep going. Yeah, that's not so great, but that's okay. That's okay. So our next word is wow. So we're going to have 2 W's. I'm going to move this just a little bit. Sorry about that. So we want them to be as close in height, width, and all the things as we can possibly manage. So I'm going to pay attention to the fact that I took my middle line almost all the way, but not quite. And then like that. So this one, my right side is generally always thinner. I don't know why, it just is. And then this one is not. So I want to try to get that as close as possible. That's a little bit better. It's a little bit better. I don't know what's wrong. My hand's down too low. Or, yeah, too low. Need to choke up a little bit. They look choppy. They look choppy to me. That's my word. Like, you shouldn't be able to know where you start and stop. And I feel like choppy. That's my word. I feel like it's choppy. All right, let's just keep going here. Please remember that if you have any questions, to leave them in the comments. I try to answer everyone, as long as my phone or computer or iPad or whatever is giving me my notifications. I will answer. I'm just gonna make one more W over here. To me, there's never enough practice. I'm gonna try one more big word here. I really got faint on that line. All right. My alarm's going to go off in a few minutes. I'm on my lunch break from work, so I'll just turn it off and set it for 5 more minutes. Actually, there's not much I can do about it. We're going to finish. So, two, TWO. So, a good T, W, O. Not too bad. Not too bad. T, W, O. I think this is definitely a word that you may write in your planner at some point. I'm not sure, but I'm so sorry. Excuse me. All right. I think that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and try red. The next word is U, like a baby sheep. E, W, E. If you remember, I like to do my little, I don't know what that is, intro. And I don't even know where I got it from, but I like it. Oops, and I kind of forgot it there. So same thing with the two E's. You want them to look as similar as possible. And mine look very different because I do a front one and a back one very different. So I'm not sure if I should. Let's maybe try it without an intro. That looks better. I don't know. I like my intro though. And you know, you want to make it unique. You want to make it yours. And so you do you. I'm only here to hold you accountable to practice. Actually, I meant to say hold myself accountable to practice because I want to be good at lettering, and you don't get good unless you practice and practice and practice and practice. Cow is our next word. So we have our C, O, W. And I still like the little connector, even though I'm not connecting it. I suppose I could do something different, like the little swirl, but to me it looks like an E that I lost track of. So I don't like it. But if you like swirlies and you want to do them, you go right ahead. And I think there's some letters that definitely need a little flair. Right now I can't exactly think of one. And you don't even have to do that little tail if it's the last letter. You can just leave it. Again, excuse me, totally up to you. I made that one pointy again. I don't know why I'm doing that. I tried to do pointy when I first learned. Because I thought it was easier because I was just doing one line at a time. But I did not like how it looked. And so I ended up changing it. I ended up practicing it for, I don't know, a week maybe. Just the W, like not hours at a time or anything, like 5 or 10 minutes every night before I went to bed. That's generally when I just practice. I think I've said that before. I keep an extra notebook by my bed that has this kind of paper in it. And I'll do, you know, it just depends on when I get into bed. If I get into bed early, I might practice for a little bit longer than on a, you know, a later night. But all right, let's bring this back down here. And there is our practicing. I don't think it's that bad. I think I really like the way Wait looks. I think Wait turned out really well. I think Wow did too. Some of them. This one, I don't know what happened there, but, and this one, I kind of got too far. Maybe on all of them. I'm not sure. I definitely like Wait and Wow the best. But there you go, another week down. And let's see, what is our letter? Can't remember what our letter for next week is going to be. Let me just have a little look here. We're going to be into the March. Oh, M. So we'll practice on the W again and then do, yeah, M. So that'll be fun. M's a good letter. All right. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. Get your practice on. Tag me in those photos. Bye.